Well on people, I am back with review number 3 of fitness classes to go to in London. This week I was at 1Rebel where I did the reshape class at Broadgate. Do not get off at the Liverpool Street exit. I got off at Liverpool Street, walked the whole way round, got to Broadgate, couldn't find it, was asking everybody where it was, and it turns out it's exactly outside the Broadgate exit next to Reese on the lower level. Don't do what I do, walk round, was on the higher level, couldn't see it below me and couldn't find it for ages. There's your first tip. 1Rebel offer free fitness classes between the two studios. They've got Rumble, Ride and Reshape. Rumble is a boxing hit session, Ride is all done on the bike, and then Reshape is a combination between cardio on the treadmill and then weighted stuff using a bench. So I did the Reshape class and it was 5:45 on a Friday evening, and as you'd expect there wasn't many people in there because everybody was already out on the beers, but that didn't take anything away from the vibe in there. I've been to a few classes before where there's not very many people in there and it's not like happening, no one's bouncing because there's not very many people in there, but as soon as I got in the studio, the music was pumping, the guy was on the mic, he was giving me my induction, it was absolutely brilliant in there. The one thing that stuck out for me, and this is going to sound a bit wanky, but when I got in there, the guy was like, right, we haven't told you to come in here today, you've come off your own accord, so make with it whatever you want. And it's so true, because when you're on the treadmill, it could be so easy. They give you loads of different options. They're like, right, start off between 8 and 12. And in your head, you're thinking, right, I just want to do 8. But you see everybody around you pumping it up, and you're like, nah, I can do this. And it's more like mental strength. I actually found a friend to go this week. I wasn't on my own, which was really good, actually. So we booked our bench online before we went. You basically go onto the website and you pick where you want to start. I was on bench number 12 and he was on number 13, which was really cool because I could see him whilst I was working out, and as he picks up the 10s I was like, nah, I'm going to go for 12s. And again, the competition's really good with this group exercise, especially for somebody as competitive as me. I had no expectation of the class before going into it, and I actually didn't know what it was going to entail at all. So I'm used to doing hit sessions, and all the other fitness classes I've been to have been hit sessions, which is 10 seconds on, 20 seconds rest, or 30 seconds on, 30 seconds rest, or 50 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. This was completely different. It was continuous. You were working out probably for 5 minutes at a time, doing 30 seconds of one exercise, another 30 seconds of another exercise, or 1 minute on another exercise, and then you'd rest literally just to change between the bench and the treadmill. So it was continuous. Absolute sweat sesh. But I have to admit, I like it. It didn't feel like you were just literally exercising the whole time because you were switching it up between the bench and the treadmill. But the intensity was literally up there for the whole time. You were working to the side of the bench, on the bench, you were doing abs, presses, lunges, squats, all sorts of stuff. Oh, actually, I did weighted burpees. They were particularly rank. For me, this class was all about the cardio. So on the treadmill is when your mindset really comes into it. So the first round on the treadmill was an endurance session. And the guy says, right, start between 8 or 12. So first of all, you've got a decision to make. Am I going to go for 8 or am I going to go for 12? And then when you see everybody around you, like, everyone gets to about 8. And then you see somebody go up a little bit and you're like, right, 8.5. Well, I'm going to start on 9 then. Oh, the girl over there's on 9.5. Right, 10. So yeah, you pick your starting point and then you're working for 5 minutes. So periodically, over those 5 minutes, he's like, right, I want you to go up by 0.5. Right, I want you to go up by 1. So depending on what you start on, you could end up on like 20 kilometers per hour. By the end of it, you're like, and you then press it down again and look like a pussy. You just got to keep going and going and going. The second element of the treadmill was all about inclines. So the first one was endurance, and then you go into an incline, and it is an absolute calf burner. So you work your way straight up to an incline of 12, and then work your way back down, and it is horrible. The third round on the treadmill was my favourite by far. So basically the guy said you've got to run a mile in 7 minutes, and to be able to do that you've got to run an average pace of 13 kilometers per hour. So you can either do 13 kilometers per hour and hit the mile in 7 minutes, or you can vary the speed and see how quickly you can get there. So the guy taking the class said that he'd run a mile in 4 minutes 23, which is a brilliant thing for me to hear, because straight away I was thinking, well, I'm going to do this in 4 minutes 22 then. Obviously didn't. It was absolutely ridiculous. In fact, I hit the mile dead on the 7 minutes, and it meant me running for a minute and a half on level 20. It's so motivating though. The guy's like walking up and down and he's shouting out the speeds of different people on the treadmill, and you're like, whoa, if John over there's on 18, I'm going to do 18.1. Maybe that's just me being competitive, but personally it was such a good session for me because it's just keeping you motivated constantly. You always want to better the person next to you, and as you see somebody increase their speed, you're like, right, I need to do it as well. So exercise number 4 on the treadmill was sprints. I felt like I'd just done sprints because I was working against the clock to hit that mile, and then he says you've got to do more sprints. Round 5, what was round 5? Round 5 was deadmill sprints. You don't put any speed on the treadmill, you take the safety cord off, and then you're pushing against the treadmill You do that for 30 seconds, and then when you're resting, you do press-ups on it. So again, really, really difficult. You finish off with some abs, and then you do a little cool down. Music dies down a little bit. You get all zen. You feel very namaste. I say namaste, you don't at all. I was sweating buckets. It felt like I had a weighted vest on where I was dripping so much. But that is a sign of a good session. Any session where I walk out, literally dripping in sweat, I don't care paying the money for. Speaking of money, you'll find that these sessions cost between £15 and £20. Now, 1Rebel's at the higher end of that spectrum at £20, but I managed to find a discount code. Just Google 1Rebel discount codes, depending on when you watch this. I think I found one that was Broadgate 20, which gave me 20% off. So it brought the price down to £16, which wasn't too bad. And actually, when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, 1Rebel is absolute value. So when you go in, they give you a fresh towel. There's lockers in the change rooms for you. Just make up your own 4-digit PIN. All your belongings are left safe while you work out. And this place is kitted out, by the way. The equipment is absolutely sick. I can't remember the name of the latest treadmills. Let me have a look. They are the latest Woodway forefront treadmills, and the benches are the bespoke and patented 1Rebel workout platforms. Check that out. No, it is really, really decent. I have to say, the treadmills are sick. And yeah, benches are really good. Don't know what you can say about a bench as a bench. But the weights are like inside of it, easy to access. No, it's bollocks. Ignore the bit about the bench. Who cares about a bench? Treadmills are sick. Anyway, the place itself, you walk in and there's a barber's at the front of it, which is sick. Didn't realise that. Could have got my hair cut there. I just paid 20 quid for this morning and it was absolutely shit. Won't be going back there again. Look at that. So you walk through the barber's, down the stairs. It's proper cool when you get down there. I don't know how to describe it. It's like exposed walls. You can see pipes everywhere. They've got the name of the classes on the old school cinema boards. Yeah, really cool. Old school American diner, like tile walls. There's boxing bags where you can sit on as a bench. Cool. I know it doesn't make any difference to the session, but it's just nice to get into an environment where it looks clean, fresh, new. So yeah, you do your class, they give you a towel. There's a fridge in the gents where you can get a cool towel from, which was an absolute wagwan. Putting your face in that, cooling you down. Yeah, showers are really, really good. I don't know why, but I'm so buzzing about these facilities. The showers were sick. There's all the products under the sun. I don't know if they're cowshed, but they're like a higher end premium quality product. There was a conditioner, body wash, shampoo, and a cleanser. What's a cleanser? I don't know if they cleanse my face, cleanse my hair. I don't know. Anyway, it's all the gear and all the idea. They know what they're doing at 1Rebel. And the best thing, on a Friday, you get free Prosecco. That is my idea of a good fitness class. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that my ethos is litness, which is the balance of lifestyle and fitness, and also getting lit along the way. So when someone hands me a free Prosecco at the end of a gym class, I'm not going to turn that down. So going back to the price of it, as I said, it's normally 20 quid. I paid 16, but when you see what you actually get for that price, it is absolute value. 1, you get a 45-minute gym session. 2, you get all the equipment with it, including towels, cool towels. You get hair products, washing gear. There's hair dryers in there. In the girls' change room as well, actually, they've got, apparently, I didn't go in there myself, they've got GHD hair straighteners, all sorts of products and stuff. They've got earbuds, you name it, they've got it. So you could literally go and do a workout and get ready for your night out there. In fact, I know some girls that went and they were just getting on the Prosecco afterwards, leisurely getting ready, having a little chit chat, and yeah, it's perfect. If you want to go after work, get ready for a night out and then go and hit the city, 1Rebel in Broadgate is absolutely perfect. So as you can probably tell, I'm absolutely gassed about 1Rebel and I will definitely be going back. I want to check out the Rumble and Ride classes. I'm not sure if I'll do a full review on them. I'll definitely be doing an update on my Instagram account, so go and add me at temp_tation. And if you've got any other ideas for me to go to gym classes in London, comment below. That is really weird doing that. Comment below. And comment below. I can't pull myself to say it. So if you've got any other recommendations for gym classes in London, let me know. So the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the scores. Nobody cares about this, do they? I've got about 50 people watching this. Anyway, I'm going to give it a score, and it's getting very tight at the top. I've only done 3 fitness classes, but I think I'm going to have to introduce 2 decimal points into this because it is very, very, very tight between 1Rebel and F45. I did F45 again this morning, and it's something else. Honestly, it's just ridiculous. It's so intense. I was absolutely dripping this morning, but this is about 1Rebel. I don't know, man. I really, really don't know. There's not a lot in it. I think a fair evaluation of it is, girls, I think you prefer 1Rebel. That isn't being sexist at all. I just think Everything they've got there is really, really good to get ready for a night out. So you can drink your Prosecco, you can use all the products, which are brilliant. You're in the city for when you're after work. You can go on to other places. I think if you're looking for a serious workout, F45 is more weights intensive, especially if you go to the Hollywood session on a Saturday. But if you're looking for an absolute sweat session, Rebel is the one. So after one go, I'm going to have to give 1Rebel 7.75. Maybe going to go up. Anyway, no, definitely get down to it. If you're into your fitness classes and don't mind spending a bit of money, as I say, it's absolute value for money with the added extras you get. Give it a go. And yeah, maybe I'll see you there. Come and do a rumble or ride class with me. Rumble or ride? Come and rumble me.